Welcome back, everyone. We are here ready for the second match of the day. Orthrus Gaming are here yet again, this time against Phoenix Horizon and Karim. Phoenix Horizon, similar position to the Vaptrox, but they have one game less. They have only 3 matches left, including this one. And so, if they can get a win today, it's even more important.
Yeah, they're locked out of the top 2 position. However, as you said, it's all more important for them that they do manage to get this win on the board because, as you said, there is a 4-way tie in the 6th or kind of 4th to 7th place. So if they don't win this one, it's going to be very difficult for them to try and do anything to try and avoid the relegations, which isn't something that you necessarily want your team to drop into. Of course, I think. So yeah, the kind of, however, watched right now OG not dismantle Vaptrox. So I think that they're going to kind of have the morale boost a tiny bit because they saw what Vaptrox could do to OG. They saw that the gods could bleed. They just kind of have to not make the same mistakes, which is overextending, getting to where you don't have any vision, and feeding Rengar. Just please don't. Please, Phoenix Horizon, I beg you.
Yeah, just don't. We'll see how many bans will be thrown towards them. Kiana is a must. Like, please ban Kiana. I'm gonna say that on stream. I know the players are watching. Ban Kiana. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, ban Kiana. Ban Zed. Ban Akali. Ban LeBlanc. Ban Talon. I think those
they only have 3 bans in the first phase.
Well, this is some draft pick. Oh, sorry.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Okay.
Unlucky.
Well, Mordekaiser is banned. Yeah, that's a good one.
To be honest, it is. Looking at the last game, Souvlaki kind of popped off, and in that last fight, he managed to solo out Toxi, and there isn't really that much you can do when the Mordekaiser decides that he just wants to kill you.
Yeah, I mean, Souvlaki Eater, it is one of his most comfortable champions, Mordekaiser, so it made sense that he just absolutely popped off on it, especially when it was to what we found out was actually a pretty good matchup. Although I think that if it hadn't been for that one kill that was given to him in the early game, the Trundle could have turned things around. However, now we also can look at the other bans from OG because I think that we can expect the bans from the side of Phoenix Horizon, which is now going to be like the Kiana that you pointed out. Yes, there that is. And Zed can also be followed up on it as well. So Zoe is actually going to be focusing Torlox, and this is interesting because you asked me before we went live, went live,
yes.
Just went live again. And you asked me who we're going to be focusing on, and I said it's going to be Torlox. I think this guy is going to be the man that you're going to be watching on your screens if there comes any snowball from the side of Phoenix Horizon, if there comes any chance to inhibit Rengar in the mid lane, which is something that this team has to do. It's going to be in the hands of Torlox as well as Xcan, but the fact that the side of OG are just focusing him so hard right now just makes a lot of sense. Just try and inhibit that pool as much as you can.
That is Zed. That actually means that Sona is open, and I really don't want to see Orthrus Gaming play it, but they did play it already, the Sona Taric lane. It's technically there. I'm just putting it out there. I don't want to see it.
They played it like 2 weeks in a row, right? The Sona Taric, it went free. Oh wait, no, this was when they were still catching up on games. They just played like twice in a row, and they won both because this was the first loss that they received by Fuzzy Esports. But still, Fair and Fury didn't necessarily have the best of performances on them, so you were right. We don't want to see that, but we haven't pointed this out yet. I just mentioned him, but Xcan, he is a big Elise player. He plays 2 champions specifically, Jarvan and Xcan, yes, and Elise. And well, he's managed to get that comfort pick on the first roll.
Yeah, it's going to be helpful, especially that he's the kind of jungler that wants to gank the lanes. He wants to get the advantages as Sylvian is being hovered until the last second. They are actually going with the Sona and the Taric. Come on, guys, it's 9.15. Yes, 9.15.
Yeah, 9.15, and I still don't like it. Sona actually has gotten nerfed since this was very popular, and so we have been seeing less and less of it, but it still is valid. It still is very much the same thing. you do not kill this bot lane after level 6, you have to abuse them before that. So now I'm looking at what is the side of Phoenix Horizon going to respond with, because you don't necessarily think of Muyo as the guy that is going to be pulling something aggressive. This guy is famous for his Kaisa, however Caitlyn is something that can definitely try and poke this Sona out of those creeps, given the abysmal range that Sona has when you pair it up against the Caitlyn. It's not the most fun of all lanes, but okay, for a second I really wanted the fiddlesticks there.
I think any of the aggressive playmaking supports will work. But Caitlyn Morgana, the insane range, well, we'll see how it goes against Tarek and Sona. You really need to punish them, and I don't think we can stress it enough. And this is of course, going to be the main focus of this game now.
And the curious thing is here, when we look at this first phase of the draft phase, the reason why Kiak manages to get himself comfort on that Sejuani was simply because of the Sona Tarek bot lane. What do we call it? Serotonin, yes. Serotonin bot lane. Because they just require that much of an attention for the pick phase, and as a result now they do not get the priority for mid lane, and as a result now OG are free to just inhibit the mid lane champion pool even more. You see the Xerath coming through, you can also likely expect an Irelia to be banned from Tarlox, and given that the side of OG have the first pick as well as the counter pick for the mid lane, it's not looking like the best of drafts for the side of Phoenix Horizon.
However, Rengar kinda only plays assassins, or at least we've seen him only play assassins.
Yeah, but you know,
that's already a Kiana
Z
Akali ban. There is one more that Phoenix Horizon can throw in his face, which means that we will definitely see Rengar on something that he hasn't played a lot, at least not in the SQ1.
He's definitely going to be forced off of comfort here, so that's going to be important to see how Rengar actually fares. Now, I'll be honest to you, audience, I'm actually really fetching up the OPGG of Rengar really quickly to confirm my suspicions, and yes, he has played Talon before. So, right now, that is the, not only, but one of the picks that we can expect to be taken away from him. Is Phoenix Horizon. Okay, so they're actually going to focus Souvlaki Eater in the top lane, which is interesting because when you look at the bans, 3 for mid lane, 2 for top lane. It's very, what do you call it? Very even, very diversified, very cute, very cool, very nice. Yes, I like it. And so what is actually OG going to pick here? That's a lot of hovers. Get him out of my face.
Okay, remember the Talon. We were casting off stream the game against the Royal Reapers. It's not on YouTube because we screwed up the recording.
Yeah.
But
I'm ashamed for that. That's
Rengar did snowball really hard on a Talon. So it could still come through. Depends on what will be picked, because if that's going to be Alessandra, then I'm gonna have a hard time seeing any assassin into it.
And I'm actually really liking what the side of OG did here, because they actually forced the side of Phoenix Horizon to make the first move when it comes to the mid lane. They're saying, alright, so we can get the counter pick. You're not going to pick anything away from us because you've already shot our mid laner in the back like several times with all of those bans. But now, it's the time for Phoenix Horizon to get their early game pressure. They're getting that Irelia in, likely for Tarlox, can be flipped to Artie as well, however. And now, the Rumble, the only champion that can kind of outpush anyone in the game right now, is locked for themselves as well. And so, as I said that it wasn't looking good for them in the first phase, they definitely make up for it in the second one.
And also the team fighting potential now being locked in for the side of Phoenix Horizon. If they manage to layer all of their abilities, mostly the Equalizer and the Vanguard's Edge, it will be huge, but I'm still waiting. What's gonna be the last pick? It is a Pyke.
Hog.
Top or mid?
Mid. Please. Put Rengar onto a Pyke mid. Oh my god, I am so goddamn ready for this.
It could also be top. I think it depends. Although actually,
the time that Rengar plays a support mid is the time that I end my life, Kachka. That's
okay.
It. That's it. All right. So Rengar, there's a really big burden on you. Please don't make me commit suicide right now. All right, cool. Looks like he's gonna be staying on that one. But the important thing here is that it's gonna be Irelia playing into Pyke, and Irelia doesn't necessarily have the best or worst of laning phases, she can outtrade a lot of people, and Pyke is definitely one of them. He actually sacrifices his entire laning phase, and he's likely going to get frozen out of any creeps if Aurelia knows what is best for her. And so I'm expecting that Rengar is just going to get hard, not destroyed perhaps, but at least hard inhibited in that mid lane. And if that doesn't happen, it's going to be difficult for Phoenix Horizon to play, really, because they have all the lanes they could ever want right now to get a successful early game, perhaps outside of top lane. Gonna be interesting to see how that matchup develops, but mid lane, you win. Bot lane, if you don't win, I'm disappointed. And even in the jungle, you have the pressure there. The side of OG are waiting for level 6 from Kiak, and they're waiting for level 6s from Sona and Taric. They're giving up that laning phase, and this is where we have seen OG at their weakest. So right now, it's time for Phoenix Horizon to strike.
Yeah, and I feel like the game is in the hands of Phoenix Horizon. They've got the first move. The game up to level 6 is absolutely theirs. Once level 6 hits, it will start getting more difficult. But if they play well enough, then they can still persist, they can get the lead, something that we've seen Vaptrox fail at. And even though they momentarily came back, they didn't manage to secure the win. Now Phoenix Horizon, they also really need to get every single win they can in the race for playoffs. And I really love this composition. It screams early aggression. It screams winning lanes. You've got X, Cannon, and Elise. All that's left is to see some good execution.
And when I was looking at Phoenix Horizon, just for preparation for this very game, I was thinking, this is kind of like bread without anything, right? This is like white bread. You do not taste anything. That they were kind of bland. They didn't have too much going for them, not any spice, right? Like when you compare that to OG, man, they're flexing assassins, they're putting carries into every single lane, goddammit. But now, Phoenix Horizon, they come out ahead and they say, all right, you know what? We've got the message, we've got the memo, we're just going to destroy OG in their early game, we're going to beat them in their own game, and we are going to secure ourselves those playoffs. Right now, Phoenix Horizon, amidst all of the other tie-breakies, kind of, in the fourth spot, I think are at the most vulnerable of a position. I actually did write down who they have to play outside of OG, and it is going to be Royal Reapers as well as Fuzzy Esports. So
not the easiest matches.
Not the easiest matches, definitely. So this game is absolutely crucial for them to take if they want to, as I said, avoid those relegations.
Actually, relegations is already locked in by the side of So if anyone doesn't know how it works, it's okay. I'm sorry. I'm just saying in case anyone doesn't know.
Yes.
The bottom 4 teams are in the relegation. We have 3 teams that disbanded, so they automatically occupy 3 of those spots. And Stopwatch have been struggling enough that they managed to lock themselves into those relegations. So every other team, everyone apart from Stopwatch, cannot make it into relegations and are fighting for the playoffs. However, you do not want to end up in the 7th and 8th place, which are the spots that you don't make into playoffs, but you save out of relegations. Those are the spots that you now want to avoid.
Yeah, it's actually very important to say, because even I will admit, I was an idiot. I was a Dumbo, as they say, and I thought that it was actually going to be 2 relegation spots, with Stopwatch and also Glorious Gaming possibly being there. But alas, it's just Stopwatch. Which is a shame. They're gonna be our punching bag. I actually really like Stopwatch, guys, because they're trying, man. Like, when you think of all of the other teams that are currently sitting at the bottom of the leaderboard, 3 of them left, and then there's Stopwatch, which are just like, they're our sweethearts, they're our sweet rolls, right? They're still here, they're playing, and we have to appreciate them for that. It's an unfortunate scenario that they are in, that they already managed to lock themselves into relegations, but hey, next split, perhaps, hopefully, who knows?
But what's even sadder is that many of the games that Stopwatch won ended up being against the teams that have left.
Yeah.
So, we are kind of underplaying them, but that's just unlucky. If team leaves, their games are voided, and if you happen to get your wins against them...
Yes, as Pixel said in the Twitch chat, thank you, Mr. Stopwatch. Please, make them happy if they're watching. Much love.
They're playing against Vaptrox right now. So,
oh god, they're not watching. If they see this on the VOD, I'm actually unsure if they watch VOD, but they should. They're good. youtube.com/SQ1 League. If you
Exactly. The bot, the bot does put it up in a while. Who did Stopwatch win against? I don't know. Can someone check and tell us?
I can
please?
check for you. In fact, you
Are
can
you
keep on
go-
talking as we are in the Summoner's Rift. Yeah.
Not much is happening because why would anything be happening? It's level
Rude.
1. You don't have a huge invade potential. Yeah, technically Rengar is playing Pike, but yeah, that's about it. It's going to be the standard cover. Once again, I'm kind of curious where the junglers will go. It is still going to be a big focus, but I feel like it's more for Phoenix Horizon. You have X-Can on an Elise, and you've got a whole lot of lanes that you can be playing through. So that's where my eyes are going to be at. Did you check it already?
I did check. They won
Who did
against
they?
Glorious Gaming. That's the only match they won that wasn't nullified, which is just such a shame, honestly. But regardless, now let's move away from Stopwatch. And as you said, Elise likely going to be the bigger talking point when it comes to the jungle in the early game. Elise, of course, one of those junglers that can try and gank at level 2, just because she does get that stun. Then, of course, level 3 is still a pretty important power spike for her, as she has a lot of damage. Elise, one of those champions that falls off very, very hard into the late game, so that isn't what Phoenix Horizon are all about this game. They're all about early game, both in dominating the side lanes, as well as just pure skirmish potential. As you said, you can layer the Rumble ulti together with Vanguard's Edge. You get quite a lot of AoE from the Elise as well as a single target assassination from the side of Caitlyn and that Elise. So it's a really nasty composition, and already we see the bot lane of Phoenix Horizon try and assert their dominance, as this is going to be the state of the lane that you're going to be witnessing, ideally. Just OG getting poked to oblivion.
You see Souvlaki pushing the lane as Fury
AFK.
is... Yeah, he's definitely either AFK or he had to just look away or something. That definitely is not going to help you. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. Perhaps, I don't know what could have happened. Perhaps his meal got ready. Perhaps his pizza was ready. Sushi, maybe. Now sushi takes some time. Anyway, top lane. Interesting stuff. Souvlaki is running away.
And X-Can, the Cocoon, it actually did connect. Alright, yeah, the directed camera did throw me. Souvlaki in the end manages to flash, and that is a successful gank for X-Can. Doesn't end in a kill, but I don't think he's going to be too unhappy about that.
Definitely not just yet. Of course, there is the potential for a return gank. And the interesting part is, as soon as you manage to hit a stun onto Karma, you're going to be able to burst her down with the amount of damage that you have in the top lane. But it does require that Souvlaki either is a bit blind there, and that he doesn't have good ward coverage in that top lane river, because as long as he does, you're not going to kill him. Now, Fury, he just keeps on going onto these little micro lags, it seems, and that is why we are in a pause. It has been confirmed by Fair that he lags like crazy, and on the other side, who was it? It was Muyu, that thing that says that he thinks it's League servers. Thank you, Paparito.
Yeah, I mean, well, what are you gonna do? It happens, and you can clearly see that Fury
True.
is
You're right.
lagging quite heavily. Alright, well, let's take a look at where we are in terms of the game. There isn't a whole lot to look at since, well, bowling is going as expected. The lags aren't helping. Top lane, RT has a CS advantage, and now Souvlaki is without a flash. And if you look at the wave, that Karma will be pushing most of the time.
Yeah, Karma definitely on the upper hand, has the upper hand right now. That is going to change eventually as Rumble gets access to some of the AP items and is going to be able to just perma push the wave. Right now, Karma really annoying to lane against from experience, although I'm not a top laner myself. Even whenever she's in the mid lane, I just dislike playing into her just because she auto pushes, then she runs away, you cannot catch her. It's fun stuff like that. However, she is going to have a little bit of a difficult time, especially post level 6, as soon as RT gets access to that Rumble ulti, because it does slow the enemies that are standing on top of it. And if you pair that up with the Elise, it's a very quick kill, as I said. I think that the more interesting side of the map right now is mid lane, where I was already expecting some CS leads to be accumulating. However, right now, there's nothing like that happening. Trollocs hasn't been pushing his advantage of that superior early game matchup at all, and as a result, Rengar has just been keeping pace with him everywhere. I was gonna say everywhere, but it doesn't make sense. So he's just been keeping up pace with him. Let's keep it at that.
Alright, we are back in the game. Hopefully Fury's lags will calm down a bit. Orthrus is now trying to go in for a bit of a trade. He actually goes for the ignite. Rengar forced to flash away and probably recall as well.
Yeah, so an interesting interaction that didn't really pay that much attention to before. But if Pyke is actually sitting in that W, if he's already drowning, okay.
That was a good cocoon. Rengar doesn't have the flash. Yeah, X-Can
no damage.
just uses the repel. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah, X-Con hadn't gone back for any items, so he didn't have the damage to follow up. Now, Rengar still has the ignite up, and he does have some damage on the spike, although it's not much. Okay, I was kind of holding my breath there for a second.
Yeah, Artie also not having a lot of fun as yeah. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, Fury says he's going to go for a quick restart, which, you know, I appreciate. Because hopefully, hopefully he will restart and he will be back. Already, however, there is a 13 CS discrepancy in the bot lane, 33 CS sitting on Muyu, and if you actually count all of these creeps together in the bot lane, there's just about 20 on top of Sona and Taric. Of course, we have to realize that you're still going to be playing into a Klepto on the Sona, so the discrepancy between gold isn't actually that huge, just about 200 gold right now between Caitlyn and Sona, so definitely not a terrible situation for this Serotonin bot lane to be in, but still, it's just level 3, and the thing is, you pointed out that you kind of need an engaged bot lane to be playing into this bot lane. However, that isn't necessarily Morgana with Caitlyn. They're very, very powerful. However, into a Sona and Taric, they can only do poke as long as they play from behind their minions, because you can block the Dark Binding, and then you can just heal everything up, every single bit of poke. That's why poke comps don't work into Sona and Taric, only pure engage. And given that you don't have anything like a Thresh or a Nautilus or even Pyke on your support, it just makes life so much more difficult for the side of Phoenix Horizon.
This is going to be a very, very long pause. I feel like. I mean, it's okay.
What do you like to do, like, in pauses like these, when it's like 5 minutes? He said it should be like 5 minutes, perhaps even 10 minutes. What are some games that we could, like, play?
I mean, apparently RT is sending out Connect 4 links.
Connect 4?
Yeah, I mean, hey, if we got the links, we could cast that.
That's actually true, but I'm unsure how the logistics would work with that. Perhaps we could play...
yes, casters can see the chat.
Thank you. We have like a 3-minute delay, so it's gonna be a bit, a bit awkward to try and converse with us. But we could play like what's it called? Is it called ships or boats in English?
Battleships.
Damn it!
That thing? Or no?
I was so close. Ships or boats? Yeah. I meant battleships, of course. We could do something like that. If you have like a piece of paper, we could do that, and I think it would actually work pretty well. Right now, I'm looking at the Discord. Apparently, it was already announced at 8 p.m. that Discord was lagging and that RT wanted to change the server for Phoenix Horizon, which is pretty interesting. I see that Pixel is also very, very confused in the Discord chat. He's just like asking what's up with the pause. Well, for those who are just tuning in, if there are any, there are massive lags on the support for Orthrus Gaming. Fury is going to be restarting his PC. Fighting sea vehicles? No. Battle boats? No, I don't like the sound of that. Stop memeing me for it, goddammit.
The combating sea machines. Yes.
Okay, that's a good name. The combating sea machines. Sea mobiles. Okay, combating sea mobiles. Dude, come on. I would like that. I would like that as an actual game, right? Come on. I actually never really played battleships that much when I was a kid, funnily enough.
I only played like a few games.
Yeah, I mean,
ever. Like I never really played a lot of it. Is it combating or combating? It's double T, as in vehicles that are doing combat.
yes,
That's what I
vehicles
meant.
in combat. Yeah, exactly. Technically, like combating vehicles, which could mean that you're like trying to combat them. That would be kind of like a pro-environmentalist game, right? I mean, right now, amidst all the global warming and stuff, right? Uh, it could be, topical.
Maybe.
Possible. Match restarting in a bit, by the way, from what I am hearing, says Pixel in the Twitch chat. What the hell? Come on, please don't. Please don't.
Yeah, like we're having a fun time talking about anything at all.
Yeah. What did you actually tend to play like as board games when you were small? Because like we're saying that we didn't play Battleship that much, but it's like the ultimate board game, right? Like
Yeah,
if you think of board games, it's Battleships.
I'm trying to think. I know I had Monopoly, but I used to get really like I would lose a game and I would not play it for half a year. I was that kind of kid, so I mean, I still am.
Mm-hmm.
But I can at least ignore it.
But you're older now. I actually like a year ago, me and my friends were playing League because of course we were, and we found out like 2 other Czech people. Because for those who don't know, yes, I am Czech. I'm a man who speaks Czech, something like that, and they invited us after the game, after it concluded, into like online Monopoly, which was like free. And it was like the most broken piece of garbage that I have ever played, but it was fun. It was fun, and that's what I have memories for about Monopoly now. Did you play it like with like the paper money or with the credit card though?
Nah, I couldn't afford that version. Like, dude, I was raised in Poland.
You know what? You're just flaming your own country now. You're making this way too easy for me. To be fair, you guys like did bash the gays like 2 months back, so it's difficult not to make fun of you guys, right?
Yeah, I mean it is.
I mean, hey, it's a traditionalist country. Karim only speaks in Czechs. Pixel,
how much would you want, Pixel?
Pixel, you're lucky that you're technically the guy above me in the hierarchy, because else I would be flaming the living hell out of you right now. I'm just gonna put it like that. Alright.
Hey, we get Fury back in the game?
We get Fury back in the game. That's lovely. Perhaps we're gonna be actually watching League of Legends tonight.
Maybe. If not, then we'll just do a TFT, so I don't know.
We're gonna play TFT. I still have no idea how to like cast that.
No idea either, but we're back in the game.
Pog.
I'm not gonna call it the final pause just because lags tend to come back, but for now, fingers crossed. So let's take a reminder where we are. CS is in the mid lane, slight goal advantage for Phoenix Horizon, and of course the bot lane is winning.
Yeah, bot lane is definitely winning for Orthrus Gaming right now. Oh, sorry, for Phoenix Horizon. Jesus. I think like a screw just went loose in my head. But regardless, right now we aren't seeing necessarily too much happen from the jungler of Phoenix Horizon, X-Khan, and that's because the bot lane is so far pushed up that it's difficult for him to try and do anything. And the mid lane is right now out of mana, so he cannot make too many cookeries up there either. Right now, bot lane looking to be going back, so they're going to be giving some CS over to the bot lane of OG. The discrepancy is still not that bad, just about 300 gold. It's likely going to get worse, and I am actually unsure if it would be more beneficial for Phoenix Horizon to try and freeze the wave, or if they just want to keep on shoving this one up there. I think that it benefits them to just keep on pushing a wave after wave after wave into that turret, just because they get the plates. But yeah, it's a fun time.
And let's not forget what happens when you manage to win and take the turret as the kid in Morgana lane. You can just rotate around the map and take all the turrets, so I definitely am in favor of them just pushing it. Try and take that turret maybe by 10 minutes, as RT is winning really hard in that top lane. Suvlaki, he doesn't have the flash. That's the first black solo kill in top lane.
That's the first gank at level 2 coming to fruition there from X-Khan in that top lane. So Blacky, as you said, didn't have the flash, and as a result, he just falls prey to the amount of damage that Rumble has. And this was before he managed to get access to the ultimate. So right now, this Rumble looking to get extremely terrifying at the top side of the map, as now the gold lead is increased to almost 1,000.
Yeah, Phoenix Horizon having a good start to the game. Rengar in the middle lane now trading against Torlox, gets this down. The Ignite is down. Level 6 has been already hit. Can Rengar get the execute? Vanguard Judge is down. Death from below. Rengar secures the solo kill.
Rengar making Pyke mid lane work. This should be forbidden. Riot tried to do something about it, and then they gave Pyke those buffs, so now he gets double gold whenever he kills someone with his ultimate. It's fun for the whole family, and it's busted. X-Khan is there. Okay, I was trying to make it hype, but that was just a murder.
I mean, hey, that is a kill nevertheless, and it does equal up the gold. So, good play by Phoenix Horizon. A bit unlucky that Torlox got solo killed in this mid lane, but not a whole lot you can do when Rengar has so much damages. Heck yeah.
Oh, I love that. I'm unsure if you guys can see the chat, but right now, like, 2 people just said SQ Pause League. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate that over here in the caster booth. We don't even have a booth. We're just...
Yeah, I mean, I'm just standing in my bedroom, honestly.
Same. Fun fact, we are probably the only, like, amateur casters who stand while casting. Like, I introduced it to Kachka, and Kachka was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna do that. And so now we are just 2 idiots standing in our bedroom screaming at a monitor.
You know what's going to be really bad? When we have to do a cast with webcams, because I don't think you can make that work when you're standing up.
See, I have an actual, like, holder for my webcam, or not holder, stand for my webcam, so I can position it properly. But given that I have, I am 194 centimeters tall, it's still gonna be difficult. But, you know, we're gonna make it work eventually when webcams become a thing. Possibly for playoffs. Who knows?
Who knows? We're not meant to be leaking anything.
Oh yeah, sorry. We're okay. Yeah.
Look forward to playoffs.
Yeah, look forward to playoffs. Follow us here. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Discord. Follow us in real life. Stuff like that. Yeah, you guys know that drill. We are meant to be doing the chilling out at the end of the stream, but you know we're gonna be doing it now because it's the SQ Pause League.
Fun fact: this time it was Phoenix Horizon who actually paused the game. Yeah, it wasn't the side of it wasn't OG.
Yeah, and the
official doesn't discriminate.
Yeah, the official reason was blame crappy European internet by Muyu. That's the reason. I can say crappy, right, on stream.
Yeah, I think it's a PG word.
Yeah, that's a PG thing. And screw anyone who says otherwise. All right. Where were we when we ended the conversation about board games?
I really don't know. We need to make like a tier list of board games. What is like the best board game? Chat, you need to help us. Like,
can I involve drinking games?
No. I mean, technically.
Okay, so there's this really fun game.
Okay.
It's a card game. And it's actually very simple. You get one person who is drawing cards, and you have 5 rounds. And in every single one, you do a different event, quote unquote. And if you mess up, you drink. And it's simple as so. First, you go higher or lower than the card that you're going to get drawn. The second one, you go between 3 different cards, if it's between or outside of them, and stuff like that. It's very fun. I recommend it. If you all want, I can write it down, and we can have a drinking game on SQ1. Wait, we just said that we're PG, right?
I mean, I feel like I'm in the minority of people below 18. I feel like most people are 18 or above. At least I hope.
I mean,
so you know.
Yeah, we're like always sitting in the like caster channel like after games, and like the topic of a drinking cast always comes up, almost always. And Kachka, you're there, so you're like silently agreeing with us.
I mean,
I
can't overtly agree.
Okay, fair. Wait, isn't it actually allowed in the UK?
I can legally drink. I just don't. So yeah.
See, we're gonna get you drunk eventually. No, we're not. That's
okay.
Telling a minor that I'm gonna get him drunk is probably illegal. All right, cool. We're back in League of Legends, ladies and gentlemen. 7 minutes in, it's already 8:30 CEST.
We've had more pause time than game time. Let's go.
We're having fun here in SQ1 Pause League.
We definitely are. Alright, well, where are we even? Okay, what's going on? There is
Where are we?
2-1 in kills. We've got 1 on RT, that was a solo kill. Rengar manages to get a kill onto Torlux, and then X-Can responds. As a result, gold is even, but Rengar finishes Tiamat, which means he can clear the waves and roam.
So, I want to point out one thing, and that was that the side of OG were losing by like 1,000 gold, and then Rengar got a kill mid lane, and now it's all even, and that's because Pyke did get changed on this patch, and I did kind of say it jokingly, but I want to elaborate on it a tiny bit because it's an interesting change, and it does now mean that Pyke gets double gold whenever he kills anyone with his ulti, and looking like he's gonna do that again.
Well, he doesn't have his ulti.
Yeah, it doesn't have ulti just yet, about 10 seconds or 20 possibly. That looks way too cool. Okay.
What?
Ooh,
How did that not land?
That landed, but it wasn't in range. I think.
Okay, anyways, unless Torlux flashed away, because if you look at his flash, it is just on cooldown. Yeah, that's what happened. The directed camera trolled me. You guys maybe saw that because you're seeing a different feed.
Reed is amazing, and he doesn't use direct camera, I hope. Now, Torlux is upon once again.
And he's going in onto Rengar with the Ignite, and Vanguard just dashes forward. That's going to be the kill. Torlux gets on the board. He stuns up Kiak, he stops the engage in its tracks, and that's a kill being picked up by Phoenix Horizon.
And that's exactly what I wanted to see from Torlux this game. We needed to see him absolutely obliterate this Pyke. He hasn't precisely destroyed him just yet, but he's on a good way to do that. With that one extra kill on this Aurelia, he's going to be dealing quite a lot of damage as he now starts building towards the Triforce. Infernal Drake also going to try and help him achieve those ambitions a bit quicker. And so right now, this mid lane matchup, unless Kiak comes in to relieve some pressure off of Rengar, should just be this Aurelia's game to win.
Let's not forget how important this win would be for Phoenix Horizon. They have two more games apart from this one to play. They are in a big tie with teams having more games to be played than them, and getting any points is going to be very impactful when it comes to seeding, when it comes to even playoffs, because that is not guaranteed. And getting a win against OG would be a confidence boost, to say the least.
Oh yeah, that definitely would be a morale boost as well as a standings boost. As to repeat that point of mine, you're going to be playing Royal Reapers and Fuzzy Esports, so right now if you manage to get essentially the quote-unquote most difficult match out of the way in your favor, it would benefit them a lot, especially because after that, if you technically go by the standings, it should be easy mode for them, right, quote-unquote, but that's not how it often goes. I mean, we've seen Fuzzy Esports take down OG, we've seen, who was it? Was it Fuzzy Esports take down CBA?
I'm not sure. I really am not sure at this point. I remember for either team. Yeah, he's going for the gang, lands the stun onto Zuvlaki Eater. That's the flash away. It's not enough. Repel comes down. X-Can gets the kill.
2v2 in the mid lane now happening. At least it's coming there.
The Glacial Prison goes by. Torlux is gonna jump right into the stun. He stand up with the Permafrost, the death from below. And Rengar gets the kill. X-Can is gonna be the next target. He doesn't have the flash. Is it going to be enough? Not quite in range, but a shutdown nevertheless. Being picked up by the mid laner of Orthrus Gaming. As RT completes the TP, he flashes in with that equalizer. Rengar is still on the run. However, it seems like he might slip away. He's got the movement with the Ghostwater dive. RT just beats his support away. Doesn't even get to Rengar.
Yeah, that was a bit rude there from RT. However, the important thing in that fight was that it was always a 2v1. First, it was Torlux standing there against two members, 1v2ing Rengar and Kiak. Unfortunately, he fell prey to them before X-Can could get there to try and relieve some pressure off of him. And then, RT, he had the teleport the entire time. He could have had TP'd there throughout the entire duration of those skirmishes, but he kind of kept it and then TP'd in to try and find something as a last-ditch effort, but alas, he didn't manage to get anything, and as a result, Rengar is just looking so much scarier, sitting on 1,000 more gold than Irelia.
Kiaki's in the ball lane, that's a crescendo onto Muyu. Flash is still up, no heal available though, as he opted into the teleport. Muyu down to 200, Kiak is onto him, gonna pick up the kill. That's two quick pickups for Orthrus Gaming in bot lane.
This is not a good situation for you to be in if you're Phoenix Horizon. You have given up so many kills to Orthrus Gaming now that you needed to be smashing them. In fact, now you're 1k gold behind. And you also gave you also gave those 2 kills to the bot lane of the side of OG, which is not what you're meant to be doing. You don't necessarily tend to think of Sona as the biggest carry, but let me tell you, if she builds full AP, even after the nerfs, she's absolutely disgusting in late game team fights, and right now, Orthrus Gaming, they're on a really good way to getting there, even though Souvlaki Eater isn't having the best of
Here
games.
comes Kiak, round number whatever in the mid lane. Rengar is on a killing spree. That's a 420 pike. As Souvlaki Eater in top lane doesn't have the flash, he's going to be safe, though the equalizer not enough.
I don't know just yet. The Demolish doesn't proc in the mid lane, as it is in fact Rengar running that one. It's an interesting choice, although you could be running the what's the rune called that you give extra healing and damage? And well,
I'm not sure. Rengar might be in a lot of trouble. That's a big shutdown being picked up now by XCAN. He's looking for Kiak. Permafrost keeps him in place. Instead, he'll be content with the Raptors. And it just seems like whenever Rengar gets a pick, XCAN is there to punish. And this is why the hope is not lost for Phoenix Horizon.
Definitely is not lost just yet, especially because right now there is no huge tank on the side of OG. As soon as SQ1 manages to build some magic resist, she does now have those Merc threats, but as soon as she manages to stack it, there isn't going to be anything that the side of
Teleport, Souvlaki in the ball lane, the crescendo onto Muyu, he's down, forgets the kill, Crowd Kitoric flashes away, XCAN was there, but he just couldn't do anything. The tide is picked up, but they do lose their AD carry.
It was a fascinating play from Sona there. Fair managed to flash to the side to dodge a skill shot of Muyu's, and then he used the crescendo to lock him up. Taric was there to follow him. The Serotonin bot lane did what their name would imply, and as a result, it's Muyu that gives up his life instead of Fair, who was essentially baiting it the entire time.
Fair now also using the TP to topside, so there is no cross-map response as Rengar gets the ball skewer. Crowd Kitoric and so much trouble. Death from below is gonna seal his fate.
His pike is 5 and 3.
Correct.
This should not be working right now. Like, after those nerfs, it should not be working. XCAN is in the top lane. Fair doesn't have his Taric by.
Oh, that was such a good cocoon and so much damage. Fair is going to be shut down. Actually, XCAN cashing in on that extra gold.
Right now, it's 4 and 1 for the Elites, but the important thing to point out is that XCAN is the only Fed member of Phoenix Horizon, which doesn't sound like a bad thing, right? But when you think of what the composition of OG is meant to do, which is, well, play pure 5v5s, that is not where Elise excels. She's not going to be able to get on top of the back line as soon as I said, Kiak starts to kind of get that magic resist going. And he can definitely stack it because Torlox is not a threat right now. Muyu does have that Infinity Edge, but right now doesn't deal nearly enough damage to threaten any armor being built on the side of OG either. And so those kills are essentially going to be going to waste as we move further into this game.
60 minutes and 1000 gold lead. This game is such a back and forth. You see Phoenix Horizon get a bit of a lead, then already Orthrus Gaming are responding. And we all remember how the last back and forth just under an hour ago ended up. And Orthrus Gaming will definitely be looking for another win, whereas Phoenix Horizon, they need to do anything in their power to get something going. Preferably, XCAN needs to use his lead to get some kills onto the Caitlyn or Irelia.
Yeah, right now, he needs to start giving those kills away, as you said, to the Caitlyn or to the Irelia. Would work either. And he can't find those elites on the squishy members of Orthrus Gaming right now. If Fair is ever spotted without Taric by, sure, he does it with Crescendo, but if he's stunned up, there is little that this very squishy Sona can do against just being bursted down into oblivion. So, definitely can be the route that XCAN can try to take. Pike is in the bot lane, and Arceus puts a flash.
That was a good flash, however, ooh, the fun manner to Rengar, he does miss the stun. Equalizer is going to be thrown down, Souvlaki Eater is slow, he's trying to run away, he's gonna have the heals. Fury is here, Souvlaki Eater gets the kill as Fair in the mid lane, he throws down the crescendo, Glacial Prison is here, Torlox jumps forward, he's gonna get that kill for himself. Now Kiak with the flail doesn't connect it. Flash over the wall. Flash followed by Kiak. Torlox is still trying to get away. In the end, he's going to get smacked down, and that is a 2-for-1, I believe, in favor of Orthrus Gaming.
Yeah, but the problem is still that Phoenix Horizon, they're just trading these kills. They're not getting them. They're giving them up for other kills that they give to Orthrus Gaming, which is not a good look for you when you wanted to just absolutely stomp OG. You're now going to be facing a pretty tanky Kiak, who managed to run this Aurelia down, who was very squishy, and he is going to have the backline support of this Sona, and I don't think that I need to mention how disgusting this Pike is already going to be, because he has a Ghostblade, he has a Tiamat, he's just pushing these waves out, sitting on 1400 gold, which should be another lethality item. I was kind of thinking that XCOM was going to do much more, but right now, we kind of have to expect for him to be that big catalyst, because as you said, he needs to start getting something going, because clearly OG are not falling for any dark bindings of Krakatoa.
Alright, let's talk about what we are expecting to happen in the near future. I'll hold on to after that play in the ball lane's gone. RT is gonna use his ulti, but not too much effect. The kill is hopefully going to go down soon to someone. It's donated over to Sublaki.
Very, very lovely, very lovely. So yes,
Okay.
as you were.
Alright, let's talk about what we are expecting to happen, because the mid game is rolling around, and who is actually stronger? You've got this Caitlyn nearing 2 items, Aurelia nearly at her first item, and Elise is strong. But on the other side, solid frontline in Sejuani, a Fed Pike, and a Sona with an item.
Alright, so that hook is not going to connect, so I can answer that. So, the thing is, you analyze that situation correctly, and we have to also realize that right now, okay.
We are getting a fight in the middle. XCOM killing spree before the Cosmic Radiance comes down. And as you said, Rengar is not here. Crescendo onto RT, and OG are retreating. They only lose one member, but that was such a big pick by Phoenix Horizon.
And I was just going to say that it was going to be both of these teams now starting to skirmish. 5v5, thirds have been taken to Black Eater in some danger.
The shutdown for XCOM and Phoenix Horizon. They are striking back, looking for their 4th tower of the game. They're still rolling down the mid lane. There's no one to stop them.
They have just sped this game up so much, pedal to the metal as they're bearing down the inhibitor. No ulti for the Sejuani. There is nothing to inhibit this lineup of Phoenix Horizon as they're just going for more.
Rengar has came back. You need to be so damn careful. Death from below is available, but that was a pick that turned into another kill and 3 towers. Insane tempo play from Phoenix Horizon, but can they disengage? Rengar is hot on the hills. Krakatoa knocked out, is going to be slow. The equalizer is there, and Kiak is going melted through. Asper is going to fall to Muyu. That's the double for the Kaelin. Death from below is going to get one back. XCOM picks up the shutdown onto Kiak. Rengar looking to escape, so Black Eater has to burn his flash. The bow skewer pulls the Elise back in for the shutdown, but Rengar is going to fall. Phoenix Horizon win yet another fight.
Smite is not available for the lineup of Phoenix Horizon, and as a result, they cannot reliably secure the Baron, so they are just going to turn into that Drake. But this is so crucial from OG. They just followed up on Phoenix Horizon as they were trying to retreat. Rengar, most notably, with the W, just kept on following them, and they were so insistent that they did manage to get that crucial pick onto XCON. If that didn't happen, it was likely going to be the Baron, and it was likely going to be even more of an accelerated game for Phoenix Horizons. Lucky is trying to get something done, but he's playing a Karma, and the most important thing is that that pick, or that further fight, happened after Fury did not have the Cosmic Radiance up. There was nothing that he could do to help his team.
That's such a good binding Muyu on the killing spree. Caitlyn is backing with 3,000 gold. Torlox is backing with 2,000, however, now OG might get one back. That's an unfortunate overextension, and Rengar gets a kill.
So frustrating for Phoenix Horizon, because they had everything. They got everything that they could ever want. They found a good team fight. They found almost the inhibitor. They got the turret there, but they now overextend themselves after finding a pick like this of their own. and they just give everything up. They give up the tier 1 turret in the mid lane, they give up vision around this Baron buff, and given that right now, as long as there is the Taric OT available for OG, they're going to be winning this fight. This is not the situation that you want to be in.
Double items on Caitlyn, together with Executioner's Calling, as well as already the Kirchi's Shard for probably a rapid fire cannon. We already completed the Triforce on Torlox's Irelia, and Morello Nomican came out from RT. The healing is going to be cut down by pretty much everyone. The items are slowly completed. And this is where the game gets interesting. I think the ultimates must be the most important thing to look at. Equalizer, Vanguard's Edge for Phoenix Horizon. Cosmic Radiance, the most important cooldown for the side of Orthrus Gaming.
I think that right now the best thing that the side of Phoenix Horizon can try and do is actually bait that Cosmic Radiance up. Try and use at least one of your ultis to bait this Taric into using that ulti, and after that you can re-engage, because as soon as there is no invulnerability on the members of OG, they're so squishy. This Sejuani isn't nearly tanky enough yet. She has just that Warmogs and some composite item. Then you have Karma, who you burst down easily, Sona, who you absolutely slaughter, but before that, you cannot get caught out like this, Prakatorik.
He does have the Soul Shackles, the stun will connect onto 2, that's because the Cosmic Radiance is down. It only gets invulnerability onto 2 members. Can the side of Phoenix Horizon continue with the fight? Kiak is going to get targeted, he's cut down. Muyu is on a rampage, Rengar over the wall. Bone Skewer onto Muyu doesn't flip him back. Yeah, no death from below is available. That's just one pick for Phoenix Horizon. They are now turning towards the Baron, no smite.
Right now, are they actually going to be going for this? Right now, it's the Irelia trying to zone them away. Crescendo not available. No ultis for Phoenix Horizon. They... Okay, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's the bonus.
God.
Krakatorik is already down. It's a 4 versus 4. Torlox in the front line. He's running low on HP. Muyu needs to be the big guy. That's the headshot you want. Muyu is unstoppable. He's still alive. He's still dishing out the damage. It's a double kill. As Fury falls, Ace in the hole. Not quite enough. X-Can will finish the kill. Souvlaki Eater does fall. That's a 3-4-1 in favor of Phoenix Horizon. They can't get banned, but they win the fight.
Yeah, Phoenix Horizon take reins over this game once again. They managed to get that crucial fight in. Right now, Rengar is fishing for more. X-Can.
He's got the ultimate. X-Can, what comes up must come down. That's a good flash away. X-Can will be able to survive, and that death from below is once again unavailable.
However, that fight for Phoenix Horizon was exactly what I wanted to see. They got Taric into an uncomfortable situation, forcing him to use the Cosmic Radiance. Kiak, you're getting caught out here, buddy. You're Sejuani, you're not that tanky yet.
1 versus 3. The binding keeps him in place, seals his fate. Muyu is godlike. You cannot underestimate the damage, and as you said, it should be the Baron. Fer has Crescendo, no Cosmic Radiance. There are no cooldowns for the side of Orthrus Gaming to work with. Rengar doesn't have his ulti. They need to find the miracle fight. But without all their tools, how will they do it? Crescendo is up. It lands on the 2. The Equalizer is gonna go as well. This Baron is secured by the smite of X-Can. The Soul Shackles get the stamp onto Fury. Krakatorik is there. Vanguard just keeps her in place. Muyu is throwing out his auto attack. Souvlaki Eater is trying to escape. He picks up the shutdown. That's 1 kill. He gets the second one with his empower to the Bone Skewer onto Muyu. He has to flash out. Muyu is legendary though. He picked up the kill onto the Karma. In the end, it's a 2-for-1. Sorry, in favor of Orthrus Gaming, and Rengar looking to make it more. X-Can probably having the same intentions. It's such a nail biter. Krakatorik, he probably just sacrificed himself to get his AD carry out. Surrounded by 4 members, Fer gets the kill.
Ooh, so the crucial sacrifice there from Krakatorik in the end. This is such a hectic game right now. However, the problem right now for Phoenix Horizon is that they are sitting on a time bomb. Every single time that they go for these fights, every single time that they get something, they trade something back. Most importantly, the tempo. They're not increasing it, they're just keeping it at the same pace. And right now, Sona has already finished the upgraded Serap's Embrace. His Taric is just going to get so much more tankier. Sejuani already sitting on the Gargoyle Stone Plate, making her much more obnoxious to deal with. The big carry for the side of Phoenix Horizon right now is Muyu, who is sitting on 3 items as well as the QSS. I want you all to keep eyes on wherever he is in these team fights, because he's going to be the big damage dealer for Phoenix Horizon. And if he doesn't manage to burst anyone down at the beginning of the fight before the Cosmic Radiance goes down, I do not see Phoenix Horizon winning the ideal front-to-back 5v5 team fight.
Alright, this is where our eyes are at then. That is a lot of wild chances. Rengar, he is deep behind enemy territory, but there are no wards to spot him out. He's still unseen. Phoenix Horizon looking for the push in the bot side. Kralkatorek is stepping up, that is correct. Xcan lands the cocoon, and now the collapse coming in onto Fury. The Cosmic Radiance is already blown. Xcan picks up the kill. The Dazzle was good. The Glacial Prison is also going to be utilized. Muyu is now the target. He gets the shutdown, but he drops. Rengar gets the big pack of gold. The Banger just landing onto 2RT, throws down the equalizer on top of that, and Torlox jumps in. That's a shutdown being picked up by Xcan. Kiak sitting in the front like he's very tanky. He's not going to drop, but Phoenix Horizon, they fight 3. They're looking for the ball lane push, and they are looking to solidify their lead against Orthrus Gaming.
In fact, there are 30 more seconds on the Rengar, so all of these low health bars don't necessarily have to worry the side of Phoenix Horizon too much. Gets trying to go for something here. To get stunned up instead, so not going to happen. And Phoenix Horizon, they're going to be forced off. But the interesting part about that fight is that you saw how much Sona could do there. She absolutely bursted down Kralkatorek.
That was a good voice. She went from Torlox. The binding lands as well. Third though, with a power cord, he's going to secure himself the 4th of his game. He's already sitting on that Lich Bane as now Torlox. He's going to be pursued. No Glacial Prison. Crescendo up in about a second. The teleport is going to come through from the side of RT. Torlox is still alive. He's still dishing out the damage. Well, until now. First on the killing spree now. RT needs to get out. However, here comes Muyu from the top side jungle. Can he get the damage with his Orthodox? Xcan is losing health rapidly. That's the Glacial Prison going to stand up Muyu in place. Xcan is still alive. No one dies apart from Torlox. And now Suvlakita, he misses the magic cue. Muyu in the front line. He's put to the grave by the Rengar's death from below. RT does a good stopwatch to avoid the second part of the ultimate, but he's still going to die. Kia getting the kill. The binding is going to get Rengar. It's kills all over the place. Suvlaki low underneath the tile. Fury has to throw out the Dazzle. So far it's at 3-4-2 in favor of Phoenix Horizon. How long can they keep it down? The Cosmic Radiance utilized yet again. Xcan is shut down. The kill picked up by Fury. And Kralkatorek is the last remaining member of Phoenix Horizon. Is it going to be an extended ace? He throws down the Soul Shackles, goes golden underneath that turret. The stun is here, but Suvlaki then secures the kill, and somehow Orthrus Gaming win the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, bring out your tambourines, bring out your guitars, bring out your tequilas, because this is a top quality fiesta that we are watching right now. Fights happening all over the place. However, the problem for Phoenix Horizon once again is that Fair is now getting to the late game Soa territory, ladies and gentlemen. Rengar is an absolute monster. However, Muyu can still burst them down. He is that Caitlyn, but as you saw, it's just so difficult for him to try and kite away, because even this Karma just deals so much damage with the Luden's Echo, with the Morlonomicon. It's so difficult for this Caitlyn to fight in these team fights unless there is a solid frontliner in front of her, which there is not. Torlox has built Guardian Angel. That's not a tanky item, baby. Elise cannot build tanky, RT cannot build tanky, and Morgana is a story for herself, so Muyu is just going to feel the burden of an AD carry player fall down on top of him harder and harder and harder.
The Baron is going to be up in under a minute. The next dragon is Mountain. The one after that is Elder. Mountain Drake is gonna be crucial for either team, especially when it comes to securing those late game Barons and Elder Dragons. It's gonna help you so damn much. Kralkatorek just trying to sweep out Division. Fury and Rengar come in themselves, get all the wards, and this game is on a knife's edge. One decisive team fight will most likely win the game. Maybe not directly, but it will definitely be the final step.
And I think that the person that it is going to fall upon here from Phoenix Horizon, it is going to have to be Kralkatorek. It's going to have to be him getting that crucial binding on a carry, off the side of Orthrus Gaming. Because if he doesn't find that, well, there isn't anything that PH can do to try and stop this monster that is the serotonin, together with someone that can execute low health members, and with essentially a super damagey mage in the case of Karma. Now, Mountain Drake has been picked up by OG. Looks like it's gonna be the side of PH trying to get the binding down.
He's engaged the pot. The Cosmic Radiance comes down the invulnerability for 2.5 seconds. That is the big cooldown from Orthrus Gaming gone. The Baron is the target. The start of the Old Man's Equalizer comes down together with that Fangor Check. Oh, it's blown to pieces. His Jig is caught. He will be back in this fight. The third picks up RT. Here comes Rengar. He doesn't get anyone with the kill. That's a double for Fer. And now they're going forward. Orthrus Gaming, they are not stopping. Muyu is trying to escape. There is no salvation. That's a triple for Fer. It's going to be another one for Fury. X-Can, he's trying to get the hell out of there, but Fer catches up to him. That's a quadra for the Sona and a clean ace for Orthrus Gaming.
They say you cannot run away from two things, taxes and death. But alas, I wish to add the third one to the mix, and that is a fed Sona. Because, ladies and gentlemen, 33 minutes in, Fer is sitting on a Rabadon's death cap, and he absolutely smurfed in that fight as he just stayed behind the back line. There was nothing that the side of Phoenix Horizon could do. They allowed the side of OG to get into a late game status, which was the win condition that they needed to not do. And alas, in 34 minutes, they lose the second game, and OG keep their score with just one loss as they head into the last week.
12 wins, 1 loss is what we are seeing right now from Orthrus Gaming. And to be honest, I feel like this week what we really need to take away is that yes, Orthrus Gaming can win apart from the snowball, though it is still a big part of their playstyle. And it's messy. It's messy games, but they somehow win.
Somehow.
I don't know.
If they did this into any other team which kind of knows how to play more cleanly, OG would have lost here. The problem was that the side of Phoenix Horizon kept on giving them kills after getting them. We always saw them trading for it. Torlox always tried to go aggressive in the mid lane without knowing where Kiak was, and Kiak swooped in to secure that kill for Rengar. Rengar then started snowballing and started roaming around on this pike, and that is a terrifying prospect to be facing. A fed assassin, well, that's kind of fine, quote-unquote. A fed pike, that's disgusting, especially when you realize that you have so many members that can get yourself that low into the execution range. It was just so difficult to play this game, and especially if you look at the damage graphs, this must have been such a frustrating game for Muyu because he played out of his mind, but he just didn't have a front line to defend himself against all of the burst damage from OG, and as a result, the composition cost Phoenix Horizon the game. If they had perhaps a bit more of a better late game team composition, it could have worked for them, but this way, they unfortunately lost to scaling.
They unfortunately did, and to be honest, that just makes me so much more excited for playoffs. Because OG have been, well, stomping for quite a while, and now they are not stomping, they are still winning. But you can see how teams are catching up to them. In a best of 3, best of 5 scenario, it might not be OG who end up being victorious. However, they still do manage to secure the win. They put themselves at 12 points. Phoenix Horizon unfortunately do not get any wins. Their fight for playoffs still continues. They are still in the mud pit of that massive 4-way tie. But you know, it just happens. I think it was a good performance.
Oh yeah.
You just got outscaled by the Sona.
Yeah, they did. And the standings are also going to depend heavily on who wins the second match that is happening on stream between between Buff Trucks Gaming and Stopwatch. You're going to have to wait on that one, of course, to result in who actually manages to get themselves out of that proposition that you talked about, the 4-way tie. I said that Phoenix Horizon were going to have one of the toughest schedules and one of the toughest ways to get themselves into playoffs, and this doesn't help them at all. But as I said during this game, this was going to be quote-unquote their hardest game. they still are yet. Yes, you can hear my paper because I forgot who they play. They're going to still be playing World Reapers and Fuzzy Esports. So not easy games, not at all. But I think that if we take something after this game from them is that they are still very competitive. They're definitely not out of it just yet. They have shown us that they can threaten these top tier teams by taking their inhibitor turret. But alas, it needs refinement, it needs ironing, and it needs the players to just play a bit safer because, alas, getting caught out so many times just cannot give you a free game.
Yeah, definitely not. One last thing that I want to mention is what position Orthrus Gaming are right now. They have locked in playoffs, and they are very, very close to locking the top 2. The only thing that needs to happen is Fuzzy Esports need to drop a game, or Orthrus Gaming need to win a game. That's the only thing separating them from a guaranteed top 2, which, well, Fuzzy Esports have got 5 games left to play. Even if you take every single of those games as a 50-50 split, there is going to be a 1 in 32, 32 chance of Fuzzy Esports winning all 5. So they're in a comfortable spot. What I really want to see them do is just iron out the small things. Don't get solo kill as Suvlaki Eater. Don't, just die unnecessarily. And I feel like OG are really looking like one of our top teams.
And they're definitely, I think, the top team right now when it comes to at least positions. They still have 3 more matches to go, one of them being one that they have to fill out against Fuzzy Esports, the only team that they have dropped a game to, so that is going to be interesting. I don't think that it's going to be on stream, unfortunately, because it's a game that they were supposed to be playing because they did come into the league afterwards. Next week, however, they are going to be facing against actually CBA, which is going to be a hype match. I'm extremely ready for that. The top 2 giants of this match, of this league, facing each other in a Colosseum, and then they're going to be playing against Stopwatch.
Yeah. However, I think though it is time to wrap up this stream. So don't forget, tomorrow we are here at the same time, same place, 19 European time, 6 p.m. if you are in UK. We are going to have Fuzzy Esports versus Glorious Gaming, followed by Glorious Gaming versus CBA. GG are the team that is currently the lowest in the standings out of all of the teams in the playoff contention. So definitely a lot to watch forward to. So definitely check us out tomorrow. But for me and Karen, that's going to be good night.
Have a good one.